Have you ever been hated for something out of your control? My parents said I was possessed the night I told them I wasn't their son anymore. The first time I wore a sundress, my mom found it and called me a disgrace. I was 8. It was yellow, with little blue flowers stitched around the hem, and it made me feel like I could breathe, like someone named Mark didn't exist for a few blissful hours. My friend Sarah had given it to me in secret. Her mom didn't know. My mom did. She found the dress stuffed behind my school books, and everything changed. From that point on, I was kept out of sight. My parents banned me from family gatherings, said I made people uncomfortable. I wasn't allowed to sleep over at friends' houses or even go to birthday parties. If I made a new friend, they'd track down their parents and make sure they knew I was troubled. One night, my dad ripped my favorite book in half because it had a girl on the cover. My mom told me I could earn her love back by acting normal for just one day. The only person who ever fought for me was Grandma. She'd call every Sunday and say, "Put my girl on the phone." Even when my mom snapped, "He's not a girl," Grandma never budged. She'd knit me scarves in bright pastels, slipped me notes that said, "You deserve joy." When I wasn't allowed to come to Thanksgiving, she told them, "Then none of you get to come either." High school was where I started reclaiming myself. I'd leave home in the clothes they approved, loose jeans, baggy shirts. Then in the school bathroom, I'd transform, a floral blouse with swipe-off lip gloss. My friends helped hide the outfits in their lockers. We created our own little sanctuary. But there was one teacher, Mrs. Ellsworth. She never said my name without sneering. She told me once that confusion like yours would only lead to drugs, delinquency, or worse. I ignored her, until the day she called my parents about one of my outfits. That night was the worst one yet. My parents screamed until their throats went raw, said I was possessed. They pulled me out of school and enrolled me in an online program, said I didn't deserve the freedom to embarrass them publicly. They began watching everything, my messages, my screen time, my closet. The only sliver of light came from Grandma's letters, slid under the door by our old mailman, who Grandma must have paid off. One day, her note read, "There's always a room for you here," and I took it. I packed a backpack, stole my dad's emergency cash stash, and walked for 3 hours until I reached her house. I knocked, terrified she'd scold me for lying. Instead, she opened the door, hugged me tight, and said, "My sweet girl, you're home." She didn't ask questions. She made tea and heated up her homemade chicken pot pie. She let me cry without rushing me. But that night, I spiraled. I spent my second night at Grandma's curled up in the bathtub, shaking. "What if they're right?" I whispered. "What if I'm just wrong?" Grandma didn't try to fix it. She just held me. "You're not wrong," she said. "You're rare. That's what scares them." The next morning, my parents called, but she didn't back down. "You don't get to abandon a child then complain when someone else picks her up." They told her to send me back. She told them to go to hell. Later that day, she told me a story I'd never heard, about her own sister, about how their parents disowned her for loving another woman. "This family's history is full of silence and shame," she said. "I refuse to let that poison touch you." That night, I sat with her on the porch swing. I wore one of her old sun hats and a soft pink cardigan. She painted my nails. "You get to define who you are, not them." And for the first time in my life, I believed her. I started using the name Lila. It felt right, whole. My friends found me online and I updated everything. Instagram, email, even my Spotify bio. My dead name disappeared. Lila was here. I hesitated before hitting post. I knew it'd burn every bridge left, but I posted it anyway. When I posted my first photo in a flowy blue sundress, I captioned it, "They tried to bury me. They didn't know I was a seed." The backlash from my parents was instant. My mom messaged me, "You're disgusting. You'll regret this." I didn't reply. Grandma's lawyer helped us file for emancipation. She had receipts, text messages, emails, medical records. We prepared for court, but my parents never showed. Cowards in the end. Grandma enrolled me in a new school where I started fresh. I joined the LGBTQ+ club. I am Lila, and I will never apologize for taking up space in the world again. Sadly, my parents aren't done trying to drag me down just yet, but believe me when I say I've just started my fight. Find out the rest of my story in the link below.